Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my apologies for showing up late, but nevertheless, I'm very happy that I could still make it and be here for a significant part of the evening. Let me first of all congratulate everyone who got the awards, and particularly I'm very happy that three properties from Hyderabad, Pragati Resorts, Avasa and Taj Krishna, are amongst the winners. So this is a matter of great pride for us. I guess, I don't know if we are doing a city-wise count. Perhaps Hyderabad is...
No, we were not doing a city-wise
No,
count.
but if you do it now, do you think Hyderabad has got the highest number of awards? Can we say that? Yeah. So, I mean, if that is true, then that's a matter of great pride. But even if we have not, perhaps it could be Delhi or I don't know. I don't know who won the
I think it's
previous
Hyderabad who's got
categories.
the maximum number of entries.
Yeah.
Was it because the awards were happening in Hyderabad and you all sent more entries than others did?
Yeah. So, but the fact is that I have patronized all these three properties of the city, and these are very, very well-deserving cases. But by and large, I would like to endorse the point which she made, which Meenakshi ji mentioned, when she was mentioning that there are no gold winners in the large format category and the extra large format category, because whatever was kind of put on the table was the usual run of the mill, and it is expected that we stretch ourselves, we push the envelope, as they said, and they could not find any such case, which of course is a matter of concern, but also gives an indication that this is the direction that we all need to take. See, what are the best practices in sustainability, in managing the resources? In fact, I'm in the afternoon, it's a nice coincidence, I went to inaugurate an office, and I knew a bit about that office, what is the line of activity in that office. But when I went there, I was very impressed, and I spent much more time than that was required to be done. That company, basically what they do is that all the phones which get rejected, see Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, they sell lots of smartphones, smart gadgets through their online platforms, but there is also a rejection rate. There are some phones which are not accepted, people send it back. So the company doesn't know what to do with those. They just kind of throw it away or discard it, or I mean, no one knows what happens to those phones because they have already been rejected. Obviously, they don't try to sell them again. So this is a company which actually collects all these phones from Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, and they actually find out why is it rejected, what has gone wrong. Then they do some kind of a re-engineering, they do testing, and then they try to sell it. And obviously, when you are selling a very high-end smartphone in this manner, which has been rejected once, so obviously you can't charge the premium price, and the prices are heavily discounted. So he was telling me, for instance, I use an iPhone Max. He was asking me how much I paid for it, and when he told that he sells the same phone at a cost which is 35% less than this, 1/3 less than this. So it is a very important contribution that he's making to the circular economy. Nothing is wasted, everything is used, everything is recycled. So these concepts are becoming more and more and more important. And as I said, good practices, what needs to be done is known to everyone. But the important point is that if you organize these kind of events, if you recognize the people who are doing it, that becomes a very big motivator for everyone else to also adopt. Because eventually that mental bottleneck, that why should we do, why should we bother, how does it help us, does it help us in our economics, does it help us with the bottom line, does it help us with greater customer experience, greater satisfaction. Lots of doubts will be there, self-doubts will be there. But if we show to them that 20 others are doing and 10 of them were honored, they got this Green Hotel awards, I mean, that is a very, very big motivator. So for a mature industry like ours, as we all know, the hospitality industry in our country is one of our biggest brand ambassadors. In Hyderabad, we keep hosting lots of international conferences, seminars, and I participate in many of them. And I can very distinctly recall, I have participated in an edition of that event which happens in Hyderabad. And maybe 3 years later, 5 years later, 8 years later, I participate in another edition which happens, let us say, in Barcelona or Helsinki or Sydney or somewhere, and people still talk about the Hyderabad event. After 7 years also, 10 years also, because of the fantastic hospitality they got in this city. So the industry is something we all feel very proud about in Hyderabad particularly. That is one of the strongest supporters of government initiatives. we today dare to bring people like Ivanka Trump to the city because we know that the industry will kind of support us in whatever we plan and do. But to be ahead in this, the green curve, to be very sustainable. And the sustainability is not just about resources. Since Mr. Niranjan Khatri is involved in this initiative, I'm sure there is also a people focus. He, during his career, was extremely passionate, and he actually championed it and demonstrated it in his action on how persons with disabilities can be very important members in your staffing in the hospitality industry. And in ITC, I think you set some kind of a record by employing large number of persons with disabilities, and so on and so forth. So sustainability is not just about material resources, also about human resources, also about inclusion, about making it a kind of a equal opportunity or a level playing field kind of a scenario. So once again, I'm very delighted that you have taken this step to recognize the good performers. But my other suggestion would be, perhaps you already do it. I am not so familiar with your dynamics, but if you also understand, or if you kind of document what exactly each of these people have done, why have they been awarded,
Yes.
and maybe you have your own associations, as you know, there's a national association, the Federation of Hotels and Restaurants
Yes.
Association of India.
Yes.
Then you have city chapters. The government also is equally conscious and concerned about these issues. So take their help in ensuring. And then tomorrow when you do the star rating, etc., can you also ensure that apart from the star rating, there's also a green rating?
Yes, we were
this
talking
hotel.
to the ministry
lots
about
of
this.
possibilities of ensuring that the industry moves together at the same pace, and eventually something which is going to be so useful and so valued for the society. If we are seen as the champions and the first movers, so to say, that will bring lots of credit to the industry. So once again, congratulations. Thank you for having me here. And apologies once again for showing up late.
Thank you.